Hi, hello, welcome to Knit in the City. I am Rebecca and I am slightly outside of Malmö. I feel like I just made my autumn knitting plans videos, but it is high time for the winter knitting plans. I am still knee deep in my autumn knitting, so I don't think I'm going to have time to get to many of these. But I mean, I will add dreams to the title, and then we'll be fine. The idea was. I'm sorry about the screaming children. I'm sitting in my garden, which is a bit wild. I hope that all the noises around is not going to disturb you too much. It's not super windy, but maybe you can hear the wind anyway. I am hoping for the best. The light is also a bit sketchy because it's afternoon. But you're gonna want to look at the patterns anyway, so I think we'll be fine. Yes, where was I? As usual, I will talk a little bit about what inspires me during the month. I have a color mood board. I have two color mood boards actually. And I will also want whatever I want to add to my wardrobe, I will mention that. And yes, I think that's all. Winter for me is all about layers. I want to be all wrapped in wool during the colder months. I'm also drawn to heavier knits like Icelandic sweaters in this really rustic wool. Rustic is a word of the season. It was also for autumn, but I love the rustic feel and the rustic look, and yes, all about those scratchy wool yarns, because when it is really cold, they don't feel scratchy, actually, unless you're really sensitive, of course. I'm still attracted to cabled garments. Long cardigans is something I really want. I also want to wear wool closest to my body. So garments like t-shirts I want to hand knit for myself. Thick or double layered mittens, like a stranded color work. Big shawls and hats are also a must. And yeah, rustic yarns, patterns, anything like that. And I have made two color mood boards today. The first one is just with the colors I feel drawn to, and the second one I have picked some yarns that match those colors, and I will also tell you the names or numbers of those colors so that you can check them out if you feel like it. There is no sponsoring involved. I just picked colors that I felt matched my mood board. Yes. And the colors I have picked are cool colors, as usual, because I feel like I look best in cool colors. And now that winter is up on us, I feel very drawn to icy blues, and that is what this picture of sea and sky is the word, is representing. And there are all kinds of icy blues here, both in the water and in the sky. So they range from very light to like a medium blue. I also really like to wear brown. Actually, I haven't worn a lot of brown because for me I just associate brown with warmth, but this is like a purplish brown or pinkish brown. It has this cool undertone. I am obsessed with a gray with a purple undertone, like a really light purplish gray. And I actually picked a yarn that is the perfect yarn to illustrate that, and that is the Isair Silk Mohair in color 12, I think. Yes, 12 picture. And I also feel really drawn to cool forest green, like not the kind of like pine tree, or maybe it is pine tree. I don't. It is actually this sweater that inspired me to take a closer look at this color. It is a bit on the dark side, but I think, I don't know, in this light maybe not. But I was surprised to find out that this color works pretty well on me. This is the car sweater from Rebecca Clow, and I can't really stand up, but I can put a picture of me wearing it so that you can see the whole thing. But yes, that is the kind of foresty green that I feel drawn to. And the yarns that I have picked, and I'm starting at the top left corner and I will go like this. The first one is Rauma finull in color 472. And they only have numbers, so, but it's this more like medium to light icy blue. The second one is Filcolana Peruvian highland wool, number 333 seafoam, which is a really nice. I always love these kind of sea green colors. The third one is also Filcolana highland Peruvian highland wool. Yes, and the color is 815 lavender gray. Lavender gray. I mean, this is, mwah. Yes. And the next one is Arwetta, Filcolana Arwetta, 141 Alaskan blue. Just the name. I mean, come on. And then we get to the foresty green, and this is also Filcolana Arwetta in the color 146 deep sea. Very nice. The purple one on the end is Rauma finull 4135, and the one after that, the very light icy blue, is also Rauma finull 4139. And these are both dyed on a gray base, which makes them so beautiful. I mean, I love when you dye on a gray base. It's very attractive. The next one is a super light icy blue, and this is Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair. And this is the kind of icy blue that I was thinking about when I was first thinking about this color. It is actually called ice blue. And the last one is Drops Lima 5610 deep taupe, and this is a kind of grayish purplish brown that is actually a cool brown. And I have started knitting with this yarn, and it's very nice. I mean, this color is very, very nice. And I am making a Lumme pullover from Sa Nordlund, and I'm combining this. This is the base color, and then the flowers I'm knitting in a dusty pink, and it actually looks really nice. And you will see that in my next episode, because that is a monthly roundup of what I've been doing during the month. Yes, I'm gonna go through the patterns, and I will start with the accessories and work my way up to garments, bigger and bigger garments. So I will get into the patterns right away. The first one, I said hats, but actually I have picked 2 hoods because that is great for winter. They are a nice substitute for a hat because it covers more of your body. It also covers part of your neck, and a looser fitted hood could also accommodate a hat underneath. So if you have a hat that is a bit tighter and then you have a looser hood, you get double warmth. I mean, I know that here in the south we don't get a lot of snow. Some winters we don't even have snow. But what we do have is a lot of wind, and that is also something you need to protect yourself from. And layers are good for that. This hood has a neck warmer attached to it. It's knit from the bottom up. It has ribbed edges, both around the neck warmer and around the face. It comes in 3 sizes: child, teenager, and adult. It is knit in a worsted weight yarn, held with a strand of mohair for extra warmth. And it is knit on 5mm needles, or US 8. The next one is the Harry's hood. I didn't even tell you who made the winter hood. It's Pernille Larsen from Knitting for Olive. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna write the names anyway, so never mind. The next one is the Harry's hood by Cheryl Mohtari. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. And this is a loose-fitting hood with a shorter neck section. You begin at the top and make this part, and then you pick up stitches and knit back and forth on both around the head. And the hood is finished with ribbing around the neck and the face, and the face ribbing is double folded. It has only one size, and it is knit with a DK and a lace held together on 4.5 and 5 millimeter needles, which is US 7 and 8. The next category is shawls, because I love to wrap myself in a big shawl when it's cold outside. And I love the color work on this one. It's not only pretty, it also gives you extra warmth because you're carrying the color you're not using. This color work is The Artist by Natasha Hornby. This type of color work is done using mosaic knitting, which is a bit easier than stranded color work because you only work one color at a time and the other color is slipped. It is a triangular shawl knit from the top down, and it also has a waffle stitch pattern at the beginning. It comes in one size, and it has a wingspan of 175 centimeters and a depth of 70 centimeters, and this is the equivalent of 69 times 27.5 inches. It's knit in a sport weight yarn on 3.5 and 3.75 millimeter needles, and that is a US 4 and 5. The second shawl, I'm sure many of you have seen, and this is the traveler shawl. I have problems with pronunciation today. I think I need to slow down a little bit. This is the traveler shawl by Andrea Mowry, and this also uses a sport weight yarn, but this has a very simple texture pattern and it lets the yarn do the work. It also looks really great in a solid color like this gray sample. Wow. It comes in two sizes, and the small one has a wingspan of 190.5 and a depth of 61 centimeters, so this is a bit longer but more shallow, and that is 74 times 24 inches. The big one is 232.5 centimeters times 63.5, so it's not much deeper than the small one, but it is a lot longer. That is the equivalent of 91.5 times 25 inches. And here she's used different yarns for the different samples. The smaller shawl is knit in a sport weight yarn, and the bigger one is knit in a DK weight. And you knit them on 4 and 4.5 millimeter needles, which is a US 6 and 7. The next category is mittens. And I think I've picked 2 patterns for every category. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. You'll find out. The next one is Luffe. And this is a double layered mitten. So you kind of make 2 mittens for every 1 mitten. And this is really great for when you're outside and it's really windy, or if you're biking. These are striped with a contrasting color for the inner layer that peeks out at the wrist. The mittens come in 5 sizes, from toddler to adult large. It's knit in a light fingering weight yarn on 3.5 millimeter needles, which is a US 4. The other mittens are the Color Your Stars mittens, and I love how this design takes a traditional Nordic pattern, like a star, and makes it fun and contemporary. These mittens only have 1 layer, but it is stranded color work, which adds warmth and thickness. They're knit with 2 colors, and the pattern includes charts where you can make your own stars as well. They only come in 1 size, but you can play with different yarn weights and needle sizes to make them bigger or smaller. The sample is knit in a sport weight yarn on 2.75 millimeter needles, which is a US 2. Next category is t-shirts, and I really look forward to having like a soft hand knit t-shirt underneath my wool sweater. And this first one is the baby tee from Wool and Beyond, and I really like this design. This figure hugging t-shirt is perfect for layering, and I also love the look of a more tight-fitting tee. It's knit from the top down, starting at the back. It doesn't use short rows for the back neck. Instead, you just knit back and forth for a while and then pick up stitches for the front, so it will be higher in the neck anyway. And this is kind of a simpler way of doing it. The body is knit in the round, and the neckline and hem is folded over. It comes in 8 sizes, extra small to 4XL, with a recommended negative ease of 8 centimeters or 3 inches. It's knit in a fingering weight yarn on 2.5 and 3 millimeter needles. So, I mean, this is a bit, they're kind of small needles. That is a US 1.5 and 2.5. The next t-shirt is knit in a yarn that is a bit thicker, and this is the rainy day tee. It also has a positive ease. So this is a roomier t-shirt. This is the rainy day tee by Sari Nordlund, and this is a classic raglan t-shirt with decorative cables at the increases. It's knit seamlessly from the top down and has a double folded neckline and ribbing at the neck, sleeves and hem. It comes in 9 sizes with a recommended positive ease of 10 centimeters or 4 inches. It's knit in a fingering and a lace held together to make a DK weight garment on 3.5 millimeter needles, which is a US 4. And the next category is vests. And the first one you probably have seen before, because this is a stunning piece. And this is the Bfurka Vest by Teti Lutzak. And for layering purposes, a vest is ideal. And this has a really interesting construction. When you start from the bottom with a central panel, and then you work 4 side panels coming out from that panel. It has a deep V, both front and back. I mean, it looks the same, both at the front and back. And it has a beautiful floral pattern on these side panels. The neckline, armholes and hem are finished with a half twisted rib, meaning you're only twisting the knit stitches. It comes in 9 sizes with a recommended ease from 0 to 20 centimeters, so you can pick your own ease, so to speak, and that is 4 to 8 inches. No, what? That's weird. Should be 0 to 8 inches. It's knit in a DK weight yarn on 2.5 and 3 millimeter needles, so this will be quite sturdy garment. I mean, it's a tight gauge. That is US 1.5 and 2.5. The next vest is the Nordic Bloom Vest by Caitlin Hunter. And this also has a stunning floral pattern, but this one has buttons at the front. It's knit bottom up, and this is also using the stranded colorwork technique. It comes in 8 sizes with a recommended positive ease of 15.5 to 25.5 centimeters, which is 6 to 10 inches. It's knit in a bulky weight yarn on 4 and 5.5 millimeter needles, US 6 and 9. And I realized that I very seldom talk about bulky patterns. I think that really thick garments doesn't look very good on me. But when I saw this vest, it doesn't look like it's knit in bulky. So maybe I'll give it a shot. This is also from a book by Laine Publishing called, I don't remember, I will put something Nordic patterns or Nordic style, something like that. The next vest, no, this is not a vest. Now we're transcending into sweaters. And the first 2 sweaters are cabled sweaters. And the first one is called the Mina Sweater, and it's an Irene Lynn pattern. And I haven't gotten over my obsession for cables. I mean, I think I still haven't made a cabled sweater, so this is, I'm only doing it for the the pattern roundups. I really need to. I mean, I did start knitting the Lauder cardigan, which has a lot of cables, but it turned out that my gauge was very tight and this garment would have come out very small, so I need to start over. But yeah, this cable's just like a white cabled sweater, just seems like the perfect thing for winter. And this oversized beauty is the perfect garment to curl up in on cold days. This is almost a dress. It's a drop shoulder construction, knit from the top down. You start at the back and then you pick up stitches for the front, and after the armholes you start knitting in the round. It has a stunning cable pattern where the cables intersect all over the garment. It comes in 5 sizes with a recommended positive ease of 43 centimeters, so this is a massive thing, or 17 inches. It's knit in an Aran weight yarn, which is also quite thick, on 4.5 and 5 millimeter needles, which is a US 7 and 8. The next one is more of a traditional cabled sweater. This is the series Sweater Solo by Laine Samsa, or Laine. So if you want a less oversized sweater, this is a great pick. It's a simpler design with cable panels down the front and the sleeves, and the rest of the sweater is knit in a moss stitch, so that's quite simple. It's just knits and purls. It comes in 6 sizes, extra small to 2XL. The pattern page does not give a recommended ease, but I can tell it's positive. It's knit either holding 2 strands together, a sport weight wool and a lace mohair, or a single strand of a blown yarn on 3, 4 and 6 millimeter needles, which is US 2.5, 6 and 10. Next category is Icelandic sweaters. And now we're going to have problems with pronunciation. I have picked an Icelandic designer for this, of course. The first sweater is called Raundrangi by Dagbjörn Gudmundsdottir. I mean, what are you gonna do? So winter is the time of year, the only time of year when I can comfortably wear the lovely rustic Icelandic wool. And I'm a big fan of Letlopi, and every time winter rolls around I feel compelled to knit myself an Icelandic sweater, or a Lowa PESA, which I think it means wool sweater. It just means wool sweater. But they have the beautiful stranded colorwork yokes. And this one is knit with the traditional techniques, but it still has a contemporary look, and that's why I picked it. It's knit from the bottom up, which is how you usually make a Lowa PESA. And it, yeah, like I said, it has stranded collarwork. It's a round yoke design, which is also the traditional way of doing it, and shorter is in the back. The sweater comes in 6 sizes. It's knit in a worsted weight yarn on 3.5, 4 and 4.5 millimeter needles, which is US 4, 6 and 7. And the next one is also from the same designer, so I don't have to say her name again. This is called Öraifi. Oh my god. I'm sorry to all the I don't think I have a lot of Icelandic viewers, but if I do, I'm really sorry. I really like the color of this sweater, so I had to add another pattern from the same designer. This is also knit from the bottom up in the round. You knit the body and the sleeves in the round and then join them at the the yoke. This is how you do it. This sweater has a cool funnel neck that takes us seamlessly into the next category, which is turtleneck sweaters. But this one also comes in 6 sizes, extra small to 2XL. It's knit in a worsted weight yarn on 3.5, 4 and 4.5 millimeter needles, same as the previous one. And this is US 4, 5 and 6. No, that's not true. It's 4, 6 and 7 actually. Sorry about that. Yes, the next one is the Winnie sweater, and I am a sucker for a bell sleeve. I mean, I have been living in my blouse number 1 all through the end of summer and beginning of autumn, but now it is too cold to wear plant fiber sweaters, so This one looks like the perfect substitute for the colder months, and just like the previous design, it has a funnel neck, which is also really cute, but it is a bit lower. It's knit from the top down in the round and has a saddle shoulder construction, which I also really like. I've only knitted one pattern with saddle shoulder, and I would love to do that again. It comes in 8 sizes, from an extra small to 4XL, and it has a recommended positive ease of 15 centimeters or 6 inches. It's knit in an Aran weight yarn on 5.5 millimeter needles, which is a US 9. Yeah, this is stunning. I think this is going to happen at some point. The next sweater is the Hudson, and I do love a ribbed turtleneck sweater, especially one that sits close to the body, because that's what the ribbing is doing. And apart from being chic, it's also great for layering under a V-neck cardigan or a vest or whatever. And this is a bottom-up seamless garment with a raglan construction. It has a waist shaping and it is knit in twisted rib. I'm not too excited about that, but yeah. It comes in 6 sizes and it is knit in a worsted weight yarn on 4.5 and 5 millimeter needles, which is US 7 and 8. The next one is the Emma sweater by Iris Age, and this fitted turtleneck features ribbing, which I love in this type of garment, like I just said, and a faux cable. So there is actually no cabling involved here. It's worked top down in the round. It has a raglan construction. It comes in 8 sizes, A to H, and has a recommended ease of -2 to +2 inches, which is 5 centimeters. So -5 to +5. It is knit in a DK weight yarn, held together with a brushed alpaca to achieve a worsted weight gauge on 4 and 5 millimeter needles, which is US 6 and 8. Very cute. Next category is cardigans, and the first 2 are smaller cardigans, and the category after that is like the drown-in cardigan. But the first one is the Williamsburg Classic Cardigan by Wool & Beyond. I realized that I have quite a few Wool & Beyond patterns in this roundup, but I think what she does is really cool. Yes, and this is a free pattern from Svarta Fåret, which means black sheep, which is a Swedish yarn company. It has really nice chunky cables and a ribbed raglan detail that goes all the way down the side. It's knit from the top down in the round and steeked. And I have never steeked a cabled cardigan. I only steek colorwork cardigans, because you don't want to do color work on the wrong side of the garment. Yes, it comes in 8 sizes, extra small to 4XL, and has a recommended positive ease of 15 to 20 centimeters, so a lot more than what it looks like in the picture. That is 6 to 8 inches. It is knit holding 2 strands of sport weight yarn together, 1 wool alpaca blend and 1 mohair, to create a worsted weight gauge on 5, 5.5 and 6 millimeter needles, which is US 8, 9 and 10. And I really like it in this white color. The next one is also a Wool & Beyond pattern, and this is the Big Burrito Cardigan. I really like the cardigan. I also really like the name. This is a wrap cardigan. It's knit in garter stitch with the edges in double knitting, which makes them look really neat. You start by making the neckband, and then you pick up stitches for the yoke. This one also comes in 8 sizes, from extra small to 4XL, and it has a recommended positive ease of 10 centimeters or 4 inches. It's knit in a DK and a light fingering held together on 4 millimeter needles, or US 6. I mean, I really like a good wrap cardigan, and I think this is really pretty. And now we're diving into the really big cardigans, and the first one is the Cardi Cocoon by Anne Wenzel, who makes really classy patterns. So wintertime is also the time for a really big and cozy cardigan that you can just disappear into. And this is a big soft cardigan with an all over honeycomb cable pattern. It's knit from the top down, starting with a neckband. It only comes in 2 sizes though. And the finished garment has a chest circumference of either 126 centimeters or 152 centimeters. And I forgot to check how much that is in inches, but I will put it on the screen. It's knit in a wool and a mohair held together for a worsted weight gauge on 4 and 5 millimeter needles, which is a 6 and 8 in US needles. The next one, I just happened to, I think I saw this, someone else was talking about this. Another person on YouTube was talking about this, I think. So this wasn't included in this pattern roundup to begin with. But this is the second Irene Lynn pattern that is in this roundup, and it is the gown cardigan. And this is also the perfect transition between cardigans and dresses. This is a knee-length cardigan with a beautiful cable pattern in panels on either side of the opening. It's knit from the top down and has a raglan construction and big pockets, and who doesn't love a big pocket? Come on. It only comes in 3 sizes. I'm sorry about the sizing here, but it's S to L. It's knit in a DK weight yarn on 4 and 4.5 millimeter needles, which is a US 6 and 7. And I can see here that I haven't put the measurements here. I mean, I could add it to the screen. Yeah, the next category is dresses, because I knit my first dress this summer and I love it. I wore it a lot until I had to wash it and it shrunk because the yarn is mostly cotton, so I had to rip the whole thing, not the whole thing. I had to rip out the bands around the arms, open up the straps, lengthen them, and I haven't re-knitted the bands around the arms yet. So, well, it's not summer now, so it'll be fine. I think I'm gonna do that for an upcoming How Long Does It Take episode, yes. But never mind, I want myself a winter dress as well, because how lovely wouldn't it be to have wool from the neck down to your calves. And the first one is the Forest Berry Dress by Fable Knitwear. And this is a gorgeous design. It's like a vintage inspired pattern. This is like 1930s, 40s style. It's knit from the bottom up with a decorative lace and bobble panel on either side of the button band. It comes in 7 sizes, extra small to 3XL, and it has negative ease. And the pattern specs does not tell you how much, but yeah, I think it says it is a negative ease pattern. It's knit in a fingering weight yarn on 3 and 4 millimeter needles, which is US 2.5 and 6. That's weird, but yeah, okay. And so, I mean, this is like a labor of love. It's gonna take a while to get through this thing, but I mean, it is gorgeous. The next pattern is Elk by Gudrun Johnston, and this is a pattern from the book The Shetland Trader Part 3, which is a really pretty book that I've had in my library for a while. I've actually knit a shawl from this book. I started on a sweater, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted to, so I've actually ripped it out. And this colorwork dress has a ferrule pattern just above the hem, and this is a folded over hem, and also around the bottom of the sleeves. It's knit from the bottom up and has gorgeous blued sleeves that are picked up at the armholes and shaped with short rows. You can choose between a turtleneck or a crew neck. I think I would probably pick a turtleneck because I think that looks really nice. This would make a great dress for a Christmas party in a nice forest green, perhaps. It comes in 10 sizes with a recommended ease of 0 to 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch, which is not very much. Sits quite close to your body, which does not bother me. I think it's time for a bit more garments that sit a bit closer, because we've been doing the oversized thing for a long time now. It's knitted of fingering weight yarn on 3.25 and 3.5 millimeter needles, which is US 2.5, 3 and 4. And this will also take a while to finish, but I think that the result will be really stunning if you pick nice colors. And yeah, that is all of the patterns that I have to talk about today. And this was actually a lot quicker than I thought. I hope I'm not talking too fast. If you want more inspiration, I have a few autumn pattern roundups as well that you can check out, because most of these patterns also work for winter. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!